I almost made a rookie mistake on an outdoor portrait session at a golf course recently. I am going to go over exactly what I almost did and how you can avoid it so you don't make the same mistake yourself. Welcome to the channel. Hayward here with a cautionary tale that I hope helps you with your photography to avoid this mistake that I almost made. Let me tell you a little bit about how I got into this situation. If you're familiar with my photography technique at all, if you've been to the channel, if you're a subscriber, you know that I'm a big proponent of flash photography, meaning I tend to do additive light. I always add light to control my exposure, whether I'm in the studio or outside. That's my go-to technique. I've done a lot of videos on it. You can look back on that. What was different in this case was we were shooting near golden hour at a great location on a golf course. It was a golf portrait session. And so I had a number of images to do, so I had to start a little bit earlier to get the images in that we needed to shoot for the session. So as the sunset was approaching, I was working towards the shots I knew I wanted at sunset because I knew right where I was going to be able to work. And so when we got there, it was probably 15 minutes before sunset. So I set up in my normal way. I had the subject placed. I had the sunlight, edge light on the subject, and I had my fill flash in position. Let me show you what that setup looked like and what setup I almost missed by not being flexible and looking at the light that was in front of me. Okay, I'm in my print production room. I don't show this in my videos because it's not really worth looking at, but for this, my editing computer is right here. So we're going to look at this in Lightroom on my editing computer. So this is the first image. This is where we're starting. This is an okay image. It's kind of blah because the background, honestly, if you look at it, it's just too bright, right? She's well exposed, which is what I always meet her for. We've got beautiful sun edge light coming from over here, and we just have the soft ambient light with a little touch of fill flash over here. It's okay. I could probably just add some background using Lightroom here. I could select the background, and I could probably just reduce the overall exposure and get it right. But honestly, that's a newbie mistake. Because we are right before sunset, this sun is about to be right below this tree line or right into the branches, and it's about to look gorgeous, and in only 10 minutes, this is the exposure we get. Look at this edge light. See, if we scroll across the image here, now we have little splashes of sunlight in contrast, and she's in this little sunbeam coming through the trees here. Overall, the light is much softer over here. I actually didn't even use the fill light. Once I realized that the ratio between the ambient exposure on this side of her face and the edge light from the sun on this side formed a perfect exposure just by waiting 10 minutes. Why would I not do that, right? That's what I say. That's a newbie error. This light is what every photographer in the world wants. Then all you have to do, truthfully, to just give it that little pop, as you see, is I just increase the exposure on her face slightly in Lightroom. It doesn't change the relationship between the edge light and the ambient light that's there. It just brought her face out just a little bit to just give that gorgeous portrait. That is what it's all about. You have to look at what's there, and I was missing it for a second. I was caught up in the whole thing, but I caught myself, and we got a great portrait out of it. Good things come to those who wait, and if you don't get caught up in the moment and pay attention to what's going on around you, especially with light, when you know you're coming into golden hour, great things can happen, or you can miss them altogether like I almost did. 2 images, 10 minutes apart, but a world apart in quality. I hope you enjoyed me bearing my soul a little bit to you to show you that professionals make mistakes too, or in this case, I almost did. If this was a good video for you, if you enjoyed it, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Until the next video, cheers.